Okay, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy DT from the NC. You know what time it is. I am back.
I am back.
Let's get it.
What it do, baby?
What it do, baby? Look, we have a crazy show for you today. I got Facebook right here because we gonna bring Facebook into the conversation. And it's going to be a great show. Before I get started, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you can get notified when I drop new content. And go ahead and rock with your boy, man. Y'all been watching. I'm getting the views. So go ahead and rock with your boy. Facebook, if you on here, I have the link in the post where you can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this year. So y'all go help your boy out, man. But this conversation today is something that needs to be had. It's a conversation that needs to be had. And it's been more conversations brewing up about this topic. This is 4th of July weekend. 4th of July is when we celebrate pretty much our independence. And in today's society, independence is celebrated by women, especially modern women. Independence is something that is celebrated by modern women. And I want to ask the question today, why do modern women choose independence? Why do modern women choose independence? So Facebook, you can comment. Your comments are going to be on the YouTube channel. They won't be able to see it. They won't be able to see who you are. But I'm going to read some comments and we're going to have this conversation because this is a reaction video. I don't have any show notes today, but I'm reacting to some things I've been reading on Facebook. So I seen a post today and the post said something along the lines, now I'm paraphrasing, but it said something along the lines of black men made black women or forced black women to be independent. Let me say it again. The post said black men forced black women to be independent. And I thought that was crazy, but I hear it all the time. It's something that you hear all the time, particularly in the black community, that, he forced me to be independent. He forced me to do my own thing. And to me, there's no accountability on the women's part to take accountability for the men they are choosing. The second post that I read today said, it was somebody posted, if you could go back and tell your younger self, or give your younger self some advice, what advice would you give your younger self? So I'm going through the comments and this one comment caught my eye and this lady said, if I could go back and tell my 20-year-old self or give my 20-year-old self some advice, I would say not to get married at 20 years old. And I commented and I asked her, I said, why? Why would you tell yourself not to get married at 20 years old? And her response was that she felt like she needed to go out there and focus on her career. Focus on her career, i.e. be independent. Be independent. Now, when I was going to college back in the day, you went to college to find a wife or a husband. Like Facebook, am I not right? Am I right or not? Like back in 2008, you went to college to find a husband or a wife and get your degree. Because college was supposed to be the place where you expose yourself to, to different people, different cultures, you expand your horizon. Like, and you were excited about that. Women were excited about that back then. But now it's being pumped into women's head that you don't need a man. Go focus on your career. Wait till you are 30 years old to even think about settling down. So now we get women who are waiting till they're 30 years old, and they're trying to go out here on the dating market and get the man that they want. But they're finding it hard to get the man that they want because the man that they want don't necessarily, want an independent woman. And I think women how can I say this? Women have made independence or chose independence over being self-sufficient. Ladies, that's what we want. We don't want you to be independent. Independent means separate from us. Separate from us. We don't want you to be independent. We want you to be self-sufficient. We want you to be self-sufficient. Self-sufficient means I can do for myself. I can pay my own bills. I can take care of myself. Independent means I can take care of myself, pay my own bills, and I don't need you. Okay? Self-sufficient says, I need you, I want you, but I ain't really got to have you. I can do this by myself, but I want you. And I think that's what we need to be, promoting more than independence is self-sufficiency. Because to tell a woman that it's okay to be totally independent from her man, I think is crazy. It's crazy. And I didn't realize just how crazy it was until I started, exposing myself to different cultures. I didn't realize how crazy it was until I started having conversations with people who did not look like me. And they're saying like, man, why do you all wait so late to get married? Why do you wait so late why do you feel like, you need to do this thing apart? Don't you know you can do more together? So, I want to ask the question today, why do modern women feel like they need to be independent from their men? I want to ask that question today. I want to ask that question on Facebook as well. Why, let's see here. Why do women feel like they need to be independent from their men? Because this is a cancer in our community, and it's tearing families apart. It is creating mental health issues, because it's nothing worse than creating a family and then tearing that family apart because, the woman feels like, she needs to be independent. She can go ahead and do it by herself. She don't want to put up with a man when the man got to put up with her. Like, why is this the narrative in our community? And going back to the other post that the first young lady posted about men forcing women to be independent. Men are not forcing you to be independent. Let me say that again. Men are not forcing you to be independent. Take accountability for the man you chose. Like, some women choose no good men. They know that man ain't no good. They know that man only wants sex. They choose that man, get hurt by that man, and then want to say all men are dogs. Based upon a sorry man that they chose, they knew he won't no good, but you slept with him anyway. And now you want to blame all men for a bad choice that you made. Nah. No, Sirski. And that is one of the problems in our community, because there's a stat, a real stat that says 16 to 20% of men in the black community make about 80% of the babies. Let that sink in. 16 to 20% of men in the black community make up about 80% of the babies in the black community. So that means that women are sleeping with all like the same men, the same no good men at that. But you want to blame men and make that the overall image of all black men. No. We can't, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. And that is the problem, you know, with our community. Now, it's not all on the women. It's not all on the women, because men, we got to get our stuff together too. But the difference is men ain't out here promoting independence. We ain't out here saying independent, black independent don't need no woman. We're not saying that. And I truly believe most men want relationships. Who we got in here? When you guys get in here, man, let me know you in here by typing what's up. Let me know what you think about the topic. Facebook. We got YouTube going right here. We got Facebook going right here. And I want to get people in the conversation, because this God, man, this conversation, it needs to be had. It need to be had. And like I said, I don't have any show notes today. I'm just going off the top of the dome. I'm just reacting to some comments that I've seen. But when I see stuff like that, it really alarms me. It really alarms me, because most of the time when women post things like that, the men are automatically the ones that get blamed. Nobody really looks at the woman and say, well, what the woman do? What the woman do to the point where, you know, the marriage didn't work, the relationship didn't work? It's always, oh man, he must have cheated. He must have, you know, he won't handle his business. And we never look at the woman. Never look at the woman. So, and I've been seeing, like, oh my God, I've been talking to so many different men that's going through the same exact situation. Now, these men don't know each other. These are men from all different states, and they hitting me up because they're all going through the same thing. And, you know, it's like a cancer running through our community. And if you listen to all the men, their stories sound so similar to how their women are acting. You know, and a part of that independent mindset is selfishness. That is one of the biggest, like, cancers to our community right now in this day and age, is that a lot of our women are just selfish. A lot of our women are entitled. You want it all. You think you can have it all. And life don't work that way. And, you know, now everybody's talking about, well, what you bring to the table, and you got to have this and that, and you got to be 6 feet and 6-pack and 6 figures and all this stuff like that. And it's like, if you ask the women what they bring to the table, is like, I bring me. If you ask them what they want and what they need, it's like a laundry list of things. But when you ask them, well, what do you bring to the table? What am I getting? Like you can put it on the back of a postage stamp. And I just think I'm just lost for words sometimes. And I really feel like it's time for more women to step up and start, like good women, to step up and start talking to other women about, like, sis, you don't want to be out here doing life by yourself. You don't want to be out here paying all the bills by yourself, raising kids by yourself, working long, crazy hours. And it's crazy because you have women out here that would rather do all of that. They would rather go out here and work 50 to 60, 65 hours a week, raise the kids, and, have to go through these rigorous daily routines of, keeping the house clean, cooking, giving the kids a bath, helping them with their homework, putting them to bed, getting up in the morning, taking them to school, and instead of doing life or submitting to a good man. And we don't want to talk about submission. We don't want to talk about that. That's a curse word to a lot of women. But you got a lot of women talking about they want to live their soft life. That is the new thing right now. Women want to live in their soft era. Well, in order to live in your soft era, you have to be willing to submit. Another word for submit would be cooperate. Cooperate. You don't have to be a man's slave. You don't have to be, or do everything he says. But just know that the man is their leader. And a lot of women say they want a leader until they get one. What's up, y'all? We got some new people on the chat. We got YouTube and we got Facebook here going live at the same time. A lot of women say they want a leader until they actually get a leader. And that man tells you, or that man leads you, and you don't like it because it is not what it's not what you used to, but it's what you say you want. Jania, what's up? What's up? We having this conversation, girl. Chime in. We having this conversation. A lot of women say, I want a strong-minded man. I want an emotionally intelligent man. And that was another thing on the post. The girl said, black men force black women to be independent. And the second part of that post was, y'all think y'all good men just because, you can pay the bills and you don't cheat, but you're not emotionally intelligent. Let me tell you, a lot of women can't even handle an emotionally intelligent man. A man that can really articulate his feelings and let you know how he feels, like to a T. A lot of women can't handle that. And when men do it, guess what? It's automatically just turned back on the man. So I'm here expressing my feelings to you because you said you wanted me to express your feelings. You wanted me to be real. You wanted me to be transparent. You want the communication to be clear. But when I give you clear communication, if it always backfires on the man. And, a lot of women try to like find ways to say, well, you doing this too, and you doing that, and I don't like this. Well, we're not talking about me right now. Like, you ask me to communicate with you on my feelings. Let me communicate, and you just take it like I take it. And you go and work on that. Like I go and just suck it up, shut up, and work on it. So, in that post, I'm like, yo, y'all asking for all this stuff, but when you get it, you fumble the bag. You fumble the bag. And then some women want it all. Some women want it all. You want the man to be 6 feet, 6 figures, 6-pack, good hair, jawline, emotional but strong, a thug but he's sweet. Like, Y'all want it all, and you can't have it all. You can't have it all. Facebook, you can't have it all. Like, matter of fact, let me ask that question in the chat. Let me put it in the chat. Do you think, let me see, how do I want to say this? Women, do you think you can have it all? I want to hear from the women. Y'all comment. Women, do you think you can have it all? Do you think it's a man out there that got every single thing that you need? Because that's the way a lot of women are moving around these days. They're moving around like there is a perfect man out there for you. And that is not the case. That's not the case. But I want to hear what the women say. We got 5 people here on Facebook. I want y'all comment and let me know. Like, do you think you can have it all? Because a lot of women think they can have it all. Jania says, of course not, but give some to get some. No one is perfect. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a big believer, a huge believer in the 80-20 rule. And a lot of people know that from the Tyler Perry movie, but it's a real concept. It's a real concept, and it's been around for a long time. That when you are in a relationship or you're looking for a husband or a wife, you need to be looking for 80% of the things that you want and need. And that 80%, it can't be no deal breakers now, okay? And the 20% has to be things that if this person never changes, if this person never work on any of the things that you don't like about them, you are okay with being with them. Excuse me. You can be with that person for a lifetime if that person never changes. So I'm a big supporter of the 80-20 rule, a big believer in it, because it puts things into perspective, because it automatically tells you that you can't have it all. But it also lets you know that 20%, you have to work on it. You have to work with this person for the relationship to be better. You have to grow with this person. You have to help this person be a fit for you. And people don't want to do that. Monique, what's good? Cheryl, what's good? What's up, cuz? We are having a great conversation. But this day and time, you have women that just want it all. And they'll say things like, I'm not going to settle. Well, do you ever take into account that somebody might be settling for you? Ooh, oh my God, that's a bomb right there. Do you take into account that somebody might be settling for you? And we don't ask ourselves that question. Like, man, like, am I really all that I think or say I am? Do we know how to humble ourselves? Like, humble is, that's something that a lot of people, and we're talking about the women today. Sorry, ladies, but this is a conversation that can help you grow if you allow it. But a lot of women these days are not humble. They're not humble. Like, you don't have a true estimation of yourself, a true reality of who you are. So you have, I ain't gonna go there tonight. Oh, I'm not gonna go there. But you have women that feel like, they can go out here, they can do what they want to do, look how they want to look, and just get the man that they want. But are you what the man that you want? Are you what he wants? Like, I tell women all the time, like, man, you stop living for yourself all the time, because relationships are selfless. In order to be in a relationship, you have to die to yourself. You have to die to, it's all about me. I'm a be me regardless. No, some things about you that you got to change. It's some things about you that person gonna want you to change, because it's some things about them that they know you gonna want them to change. But a lot of people aren't willing to change. everybody just like, man, take me for what I am. I'm broken. I ain't got no plan in life. I'm out of shape. I got all this baggage. I got all this trauma. But you're supposed to just take that and just make something out of it. Hey, what's up, y'all? You supposed to just make something out of it. You just supposed to just take it and just pick up the pieces, and I ain't got to do no work on myself. And you just take me for what I am. Broken, broke, out of shape, mentally messed up, spiritually messed up. And it sucks. It really sucks. But why do women want to be independent so bad? What is so great about being independent? What is so great about not needing a man? What's so bad about needing a man? Needing a man is not saying that you desperate. It's not saying that you can't take care of yourself. That's what a lot of women go wrong. It's not being independent. Like being independent, first of all, is the wrong language. Is the wrong language. We need to be telling women that they need to be self-sufficient, because self-sufficient says that I want you. I really want you, but I can take care of myself. Independent is saying I don't need you at all. Janae says most times when we need a man, the man doesn't come. What do you mean by that? When we need a man, the man doesn't come. Because relationships are work. Even going out there finding, a partner is work. Relationships, the right person is not going to just come in your life. Like, you have to put yourself in a position to get that right person, to get the person that you want. In some cases, when a man is needed, the man doesn't come through. Needing and wanting a man is very different. So, I would ask, okay, well, what kind of man did you pick? What kind of man did you pick? Because if you pick the kind of man that you really wanted and needed, that man would come through. If you picked a marriage-minded man, that man would come through. If you picked a man that you knew he was already on his purpose, his destiny, he had character, he had work ethic, he had morals and values, like those men show up. Those men show up. Our problem is we haven't been taught how to pick. We haven't been taught how to pick. And that's why I'm such a big proponent of marriage, because when you have the mother and father in the household, not saying that you didn't have your mother and father in the household, that's not what I'm saying. But in most cases, from, especially in the black community, when you don't have both that mother and that father married in that household, man, the kids lose out on so much. And part of the role, especially of being a father, is teaching your kids, especially your daughters, like how to pick good men, what to look for. Not looking at what he's driving, not looking at his money, not looking at the size of his penis, not looking at how tall he is. What does he have going on in his life? What kind of character does he have? What is he showing you? What is he working towards? Not potential. Because when my daughter grow up, girl, you better not look for no potential in a man. You better not look for no potential in a man. You need to be looking at what he is doing. What is he working towards? Is he putting his hand to the plow, and is he making things happen? What's up, Keisha? What's going on? Y'all coming in a little bit on Facebook. Like, what is that man actually doing? Not what he can be. What is he showing you that he is becoming? Everything isn't the same once you get with them. What is it that a woman should look for? So let me tackle the first part of that statement. When you say everything isn't the same once you get with them. When you are dating somebody, it's important that you properly vet that person. Because if you're asking the right questions, you're going to get the right answers. If you're asking the right questions, if you're having those difficult conversations, you're going to see the red flags. But that comes with dating with intentions. That comes with, having difficult conversations, because look, when you get to a certain age, all of the glitz and glamour and, what's your favorite color, what you like to eat, all that stuff, that's like the basic, that get old. We ain't even think about that. Like, let's get down to this nitty gritty. How you like to raise kids? Like, what is your plan and purpose in life? How are you what steps are you taking to get to that plan, that purpose? What do you feel like a woman should bring to the table? What up, Bree? So we got to properly vet people. We got to properly vet people when we're dating them, and not ask surface level questions. Let's get deep. And if that person ain't willing to get deep with you, then you already know, like, I ain't got time because you playing games. What is it that a woman should look for? That is a difficult question to ask or to answer, because it varies. It varies from woman to woman. But I will say it is some pillars that applies across the board to all women. Number one, you want to look for a man that has a good work ethic. That's number one. Because a man's work ethic will tell you a lot about him. Is he lazy? Is he a go-getter? Is he used to responsibility? Like, a man's work ethic is everything, because you don't want to get with a lazy, sorry man, a man that in tough times you can't depend on him, a man that's not used to carrying the load. So you don't want to look for a man that got a whole bunch of potential, but he's not living up to it. No, let me see the fruit of your labor. Let me see your work. I don't want to see your words. Let me see your work. So you want to be looking for a good work ethic. You want to be looking for a man that has good character. If a man is out here and, he's talking to multiple women, he's in the streets, that's not the kind of man you need to be looking for. That's not the kind of man that you need to be, because some women got these things for like street men. I don't get it, but to each his own. But don't be mad when you get the outcome that you get, okay? You need to be looking for a man that knows how to treat his mom. Watch the way that, watch how he interacts with his mom, how he communicates with his mom, how he treats his mom, because that's a huge indicator of how he's going to treat you. A huge indicator. You want a man with values, with a standard, like a man with a backbone, a man that can stand on his word. Like, it's so many things, but those things are what you need to be looking for. Work ethic, character. Like, don't look at a man for what he has now, because some guys get capped out. Some guys get capped out. Women do too, but some guys get capped out. So now he driving a 2023 BMW, but his aspirations or his he's already living his dream. Like, he don't want nothing else. He got his BMW. He got a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom house. He good. But you see him for what he has now, but you really want him to have more in the future. You want him to own 2, 3, 4 houses. You want y'all to have multiple properties. That's not what he wants. He capped out. And some men get really, really complacent. But that's just a few things. You mentioned it though, so come on, give something. And I will say some things that you need to be looking for in relationships, period, is understanding, respect. Stop looking for, I can't say stop looking for love, but stop prioritizing love so much, because you can fall in love or you can love, anybody. That love comes, love grows. Even when you marry somebody, your love has to grow. But without respect and understanding, you have nothing. What is to understand? What do you mean by what is to understand? But we got to get back on this topic, man. And Janelle, I'm gonna answer your question. But what do you mean? What is to understand? But why do women feel like they need to be so independent? Why do they feel like they need to be independent? Like, what is it to understand? So, one thing that's always thrown out there is communication. And I say this all the time. You can find somebody that can communicate really, really well. And they can articulate their feelings. But when it comes to understanding the other person, it's non-existent. So you can communicate all you want to somebody. They can communicate to you. But if you don't have understanding, if you're not comprehending what this person is telling you or trying to understand what this person is telling you, that communication is useless. And sometimes, a lot of times in relationships, you have two people that are trying to communicate, and it's a lot of back and forth, but it's just no understanding. We need to be independent, because when we ask, we don't get it. Simple. You can't get everything you want. Life don't work like that. If we got everything we asked for, like, life would be amazing. Life would be perfect for everybody. Like, that's called entitlement. Like, what about the men? Why we don't get what we asked for? Let's talk about that. Why do men not get what they ask for from women? And I think that's why a lot of women want to be independent, is because they can't get everything that they want. And not saying you, but a lot of women, walk around and they moping and complaining, and they acting like, just spoiled brats because they're not getting everything they want. It's definitely not about getting everything we ask for. No, yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it is. Because you have, like I said earlier, you have some women that don't want to quote unquote settle. They want it all. And that's the mentality of a lot of women. They want it all. And you see a lot of women with that mentality, they end up being single for the rest of their life, because you'll never get it all. We all settle to some degree. But why don't the men get why don't we get what we ask for? Because we're the ones that have to choose. We're the ones that have to pay for you. We're supposed to be the providers, right? We're the ones that got to pay for you. So why I can't get something if I'm paying for it? Boy, Facebook, I wish y'all could hear these effects. Oh my God. Why am I not getting something that I want if I'm paying for it. That's like going to Walmart. That's like going to your favorite restaurant and you order your favorite dish and it come out and it ain't what you want. It ain't what you ordered. But they trying to make you take it. Nah, you know, this is, you know, I know you want a steak, but, you know, bologna you do. No, I wanted steak. Give me steak. And women are getting mad because we asking for steak and we getting bologna and they want to make us take the bologna and we keep saying, no, I want steak. So, you know, a lot of times I feel like modern women want to be independent because they can't get what they want. They can't get everything that they want. I even heard a woman say one time that men get what they want, women get what they can settle for. And I was like, wow. Is that how low you think of men? Like every woman out here is perfect. She bring everything to the table. And when a man gets with a woman, she's settling. Wow. That really shocked me. It really shocked me. But it didn't shock me at the same time. And I'm looking at this person like, really though? Like, you don't even have, don't get me started. Oh my God.
She belongs to the streets.
Don't get me started. And you have the one to ask, are y'all men buying the steak? What do you mean are we buying the steak? If we want it, we gonna buy it. If we want it, we gotta pay for it. Whether it's steak or bologna. Whatever woman we get with, we gotta pay for you. We gotta pay for you. When you go out on dates, we expected to pay. Household bills, men are expected to carry the bulk of the load. So we paying for you. So why we can't get what we want if we paying for it? And men, we're not asking a whole lot out of women. We are not asking a whole lot out of women. You know, despite what you guys see on social media about, you know, BBWs and men wanting women to have these huge breasts and these small waists and look all unproportionate and stuff like that. Like, men ain't really attracted to that. You attracted to it when you want to have a good time with it. But men want peace. You see it on the shirt. Peace movement, man. Peace movement. Like, we want peace. Because at the end of the day, looks are great. The looks gonna get you in the door. Absolutely. You gotta be attractive to the man. No matter what you look like, you gotta be attractive to the man that you want. But at the end of the day, those looks fade. The looks fade. And we get to the point where we just want peace. We want no attitude. Every time we come home, it's attitude, it's complaining. We don't want that. We want peace. We want understanding. We want cooperation, peaceful cooperation. Like, why we gotta fuss about little small simple things? Some of us women are okay with 50-50. No, y'all ain't. That's the next conversation that we're gonna have. This whole 50-50 thing. Nothing is 50-50. Nothing is 50-50 in a relationship. We know that. Men know that. You mean to tell me that I'm not gonna because I had planned on talking about this whole 50-50 thing. Because women don't want 50-50. At the end of the day, women want a man that can hold it down. That's what y'all want. Y'all want a man that can hold it down. Because if you ask a woman, Do you want to have to pay significant bills after she's pregnant with her child? Do you want to have to go straight back to work after you get pregnant and you have the child? Most women gonna be like, nah, no. I want to stay home. I want to be with my baby. Well, if you're going to stay home and you're not going to work, that man has to have the income to take care of the family. So you don't want it 50-50. You don't want it 50-50. You don't want it 50-50. I don't even think the men want it to be 50-50 because we know if we go on 50-50, you're going to complain. You're going to feel like you don't have to submit. You can feel like you can walk around the house and say whatever you want to say and do whatever you want to do. So we don't even want it to be 50-50. Like, it's never 50-50 in a relationship. It's never 50-50. Because at some point, you know, I might have to carry the load. At some point, you might have to carry the load. Depending on how, because life happens, man. Life happens. I've seen situations where married couples, you know, the man was the breadwinner, but he lost his job for some reason. Maybe the pandemic, maybe the company just closed down, they merged with somebody else, and you know that company took over and they decided that, hey, we don't need these people no more. And that woman had to carry the load until that man can get back on his feet. How many women are willing to do that these days? Not a lot, because a lot of women want to be independent. Because they feel like, why be with a man if I'ma had to, you know, pay a huge portion of the bills? This man should be making my life easier. But you by yourself now, and you doing everything by yourself now. You paying 100% of the bills. If you got kids, you're taking care of your kids by yourself. But even if a man came in there and just took off, took care of a couple bills and helped you get the kids dressed and make dinner, that's a huge help to you. But nah, you got women that want it all. If the man isn't doing his part, whether it's 50-80, what do you mean 50-80, girl? You can't, ain't no such thing as 50-80. It's only 100% in the equation. You know, it's 50-50 or 80-20. Say, yes, I'm going to walk around the house running my mouth. Why? So Janelle, you're saying that your submission depends on a man's ability to provide. Your submission depends on a man's income. So I'm gonna ask you a question. How much does your submission cost? Janaea, how much does your submission cost? How much does a man have to make in order for you to submit to him? What's up, Diamond? What's good? Thanks for joining the conversation. What up, Kendra? I'm asking, matter of fact, women, y'all put this in the chat. Y'all answer this question in the chat. How much does it cost? How much does your submission cost? Ladies, how much does your submission cost? How much does a man have to make in order for you to submit? Because a lot of women feel like exactly what Janelle just said. If we doing 50-50, I'm not going to submit. It's submission. Like how? First of all, let's ask that question. Janelle, you put the question in the chat, so I want to know, how much does your submission cost? How much does a man need to be making annually? How much does he need to be making a year for you to submit? The man taking care of majority or all is fine, but if he fall on his feet, then what? Then you're supposed to be there to pick him up. You're supposed to be help. Kendra said, I can't put a dollar amount. Your actions show me more than your wallet. No, we gotta put a dollar amount on it today, because there is a point to where a woman won't even consider a man. So, ladies, you want a man? If a man was everything you needed, I mean everything you needed, looks, charm, saved, in shape, sweet, know how to treat you, talk to you, but he made $20,000 a year, you gonna submit to that man? Money is never the issue. Oh, yes, it is. But the man has to be doing something. If I'm going to do it all by myself, I can be by myself. And that is the problem. That is the problem. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm doing this broadcast. That's why I'm doing this broadcast. First of all, you shouldn't be messing with a man that isn't doing anything. But if that man had a good job when you met him, and somewhere along the way he just fell on his feet, what happened to for better or for worse, thick or thin, rich or for poor? I don't care if my man doesn't make more money than me. Just bring something to the table too. I ain't say he make more money than you. How much does your submission cost? Your statement was, I'm gonna go back to it. If the man isn't doing his part, whether 50, 80, yes, I'm gonna walk around the house running my mouth. Like, so that statement that you made insinuates that a man has to be paying a certain amount of the bills in order to get submission out of you. Kendra says, yes, I would. Look at all the other good assets he is bringing to the table. So what happens when, Kenya, what happens when you can't work because, let's say, you got an accident and your man doesn't have the ability to pay for all the bills and you can't work? What happens then? Just as Kendra said, can't put an amount on it. Oh no, you can put an amount on it. You have to put an amount on it. You have to put an amount on it. Because like I said, it is a threshold to where you won't even consider that man. Because if that was the case, oh my God, if that was the case, ladies, it'd be so much easier for you to get married. But you ain't looking at the man that's making $35,000 a year. Oh, you're not looking at that man. If women did not care about how much a man makes, we would have our marital rate right now would be sky high. But guess what? It's not, because y'all women care about how much a man makes. So I'm asking you women, how much does your submission cost? How much does a man have to make in order for you to submit to him? Because unfortunately in this day and time, women are big on a man's income. Like, because it's a lot of good men out there. But I can even say, as a man, it's not enough just to be a good man. Even us as men, we know that. We know we got to come to the table with more than just being a good man. I'm sure we can come up with a plan that works to support us. How you going to support the family, Kendra, when the dollars don't add up? You can't work and he's only making $25,000 a year. No, those men want to make no money and not bring nothing to the table. See, we're not talking about those men. We're talking about the men that you want. We're talking about the men that you want. Don't stop focusing on the men that you don't want and focus on the men that you want. How you going to get that man? Are you going to submit to that man? Because a man that got his stuff in line, a good man, a man that knows where he's going, he is in his purpose, he is a thorough man. Oh, he looking for submission. He looking for submission, and he's not going to accept nothing else. So you can't be a wife and not know how to control your mouth. Diamond Brit says, me personally, I don't look at what someone makes. If we're doing 50-50, then that difference. Let me see. Let me see, Diamond. If we're doing 50-50, then that's different. Okay, but if one or the other is having financial issues, I would have my man/husband back until he can get on his feet. Yeah, Diamond, that's good, but all women ain't like that. A lot of women, when that man hit rock bottom, out of there. Out of there. But once again, 50-50, is that really what y'all women want? No. Because if you ask most women want to travel. They want a house. They want to drive a nice car. A lot of women don't want to have to pay the bulk of the bills. Even though when you're single, you're paying the bulk of the bills anyway. So you should be appreciative of a man who could come in and pay 30-40% of the bills. Let alone a man that can pay all the bills. Oh my God. You need to really appreciate that man, because guess what? It's a lot of men out there that doesn't have the ability to do that. And some women just feel like all men just make a crazy amount of money. No. The average income for men in the United States, the median income is like $42,000. And that might sound good, or sound like decent money, which is okay. It's not bad, but for the women in this day and time, that ain't good enough for a lot of women. They want you to make six figures. So where are the men that want a woman that appreciate those things? What do you mean? So where are the men that want a woman that appreciates those things? Kendra, they everywhere. They everywhere. It's a lot of men out here that have the ability to pay all the bills, to contribute. They are good, hardworking, honest men. But the more I talk to men, the more I realize we all have the same story, bro. It's hard to find good women out here. It's hard to find women that want to be helped, because women, y'all have to realize that, especially if you are a Christian, before you were even called a woman, you were called help. God named you help. Adam named you a woman. When God formed you from Adam's rib, he called you a helpmeet. God was creating the earth, and he was putting all kind of animals on the planet, and he was like, I'm trying to make a partner that's suitable to help Adam while he's in his garden. And he's making all these animals, and he's like, that one ain't suitable. Make another one. That one ain't suitable. Then he puts Adam to sleep, and he tells him, I'm going to make this creation that's going to be suitable for Adam, and it's going to be his helpmeet. When he created the woman, he called her a helpmeet. Then Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, she shall be called woman, because she is a man with a womb. So God called you help, but women these days don't want to be helped. They either want you to pay it all, or they want you to be independent. They want to be independent. They want a man to pay all the bills, or they only want to pay 10 and 20% of the bills, or they want to pay it all. They want to be independent. DeWanna, when you hit rock bottom, how long will you expect the woman to support you and still make you feel like a man? Until he comes up? Why is there a time frame on it? Why is there a time frame on it? Was it a time frame on it when he was paying all the bills, or paying majority of the bills? Was Was he saying, oh, how long do I have to pay the bills until she finally gets her mentality together to go 50-50 or to contribute more? That's the kind of questions we need to be asking. But we don't ask women those questions because it's like men be scared. Yes, for better or for worse, but how long? How long does it take? Because number one, if you got a good man, a hardworking man, if you have a man that is about his business, he ain't gonna stay down long because it's in him to thrive, to succeed. He has that dog in him, that fight in him. And still be expecting steak? Absolutely. Absolutely. A person's financial situation shouldn't dictate how you treat them, how you submit to them. And that's one of the problems in our community. If a man is not doing it all, if he ain't bringing home the bacon, blowing your back out every night, being emotionally intelligent, catering to your every need and your feelings, he don't deserve this. He don't deserve, being waited on and being submitted to. No, the devil is a liar. You just said communicate and understand, so a man can't be scared? What you mean a man can't be scared? Everybody gets scared, but a man can't stay down. A man can't let that fear hold him back. He got to be the leader. He got to bounce back. He got to lead his family. Once again, if you are pursuing the man that you want, all these questions would be non-existent. Because there are good men. I know men right now. I got friends that are pharmacists, that are police officers, that are nurses, lawyers, and can't find good women. Can't find good women. Can't find women that will submit to them, submit to their vision, be led by these men. And these men are men that has been through law school, has been through pharmacy school. These men have direction. These men know their purpose. They don't need no direction from nobody. And they can't find a good woman. Then it's crazy. Some of them are being called corny. This man making $150,000 to $200,000 and you calling him corny? No, you corny. You corny. She said y'all will have this conversation on Monday. Let's do it. I'm all for it because it needs to be had. It need to be had because in our community, we need to stop trying to live separate from one another. Right now in the black community, the marriage rate is like 30%. 30%. Back in the day, through segregation, Jim Crow, we were married at a rate of 80%. Go look it up. Go look it up. But now because we have so many options and choices, our women feel like they don't need us. And if you look at other races of women, they don't feel like that. They know they need their man. And I love my black women. God knows I love y'all. But black women aren't even the most degreed women in the world. They're not even the most degreed women in the world. But yet other races of women have more education, make more money, but they still submit to their man. These women that y'all look up to on Beyonce and Cardi B and all these women got more money than you will ever have in your lifetime. And guess what? They still go home to a man. They still go home to a man because they know it's not about money. They know all it takes is one accident, one stroke, one illness to the point where they can't do nothing. then what do you have? Do you have somebody there that can help you through life? Do you have somebody that loves you enough not to put you in a facility, a home? Do you have somebody to love you enough not to pull the plug on you? They know that life is about people. COVID taught us that. Life is about people. It's not about our careers. It's about people. And you got all these women talking about, you get to the bag, sis. Get to the bag, sis. Well, Beyonce got more bag than you will ever have in your life. And she still go home to Jay-Z. She don't need Jay-Z money. She got just as much money as Jay-Z. But she still go home to her man because she knows life is about people. But yet, these same women are promoting independent to you and you buying it. And they going home laughing at you. And they got a husband. They got a whole husband at the house. You sitting in here buying their merchandise, buying their music and you know, they perfume and lotion and makeup and lipstick. And you talking about, I don't need no man. I don't need no man. All the single ladies. Yeah. And the person that sings single ladies, she going home with her man. Oh my God. So life is not about money. So women, I want to ask you the question. I want to re-ask the question. Why are you choosing to be independent? Why are you choosing to be independent? Is it because you can't find a man that you want? Well, I want to ask you the question. Are you what that man wants? I want you to analyze yourself. Are you what the man you want wants? That's a deep question. Or do you belong to the streets?
She belongs to the streets.
Or do you belong to the streets? That's a tough question. But it's real. It's real. Y'all up tonight too. Y'all up tonight. It's real. It was a question I wanted to go back to, well, a statement I wanted to go back to. But when I tell this story all the time, y'all probably heard me tell this story. When I went to Regent University, that was the first time that I was ever surrounded by a bunch of people who didn't look like me. It was only 3 black men that I can remember on the whole campus. And we used to have conversations with a lot of the white, Hispanic, Asian people about their family structures, about their mentality when it comes to family. And it was totally different from what we had ever heard in the black community. When I got there, when I worked at Regent, I was probably 25, maybe 26. And I was one of the oldest employees in the recruiting center. I'm looking at people that was 19, 20, 21, 22, and they were already married. They didn't have a pot to piss in. Let me say that one more time. They didn't have nothing. But yet they were doing life together, married at 20, 21 years old. And I'm watching them get bachelor's degrees together, master's degrees, doctorate degrees together. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And at the time, I felt so like out of place, not because of my skin color, but because I'm like, man, these people are living life way different from how I'm living it. And their mentality is, we can get further in life together. And I had a real conversation with a white person one time, my boy Lonza. That's my boy, man. Lonza, you changed my life, man. If you watching this broadcast, you changed my life when we had this conversation. And you know the conversation I'm talking about. He said, Damien, can I have a real conversation with you? I was like, what's up, Lonzo? He was like, man, I heard you I overheard you say the other day, you know, why are y'all so young and married so young? And he told me straight up, he said, I was asking the question, why do black people get married so late? I was like, dang. And me and Lonzo, we cool like that. We cool like that. We can have conversations like that, real conversations. He was like, why do black people get married so late? He said, that was not taught in my household. Like, we were taught that you get married early so you can start doing life together. You can buy a house together. You can, achieve your goals and your careers together, then have kids. And so they married at 20, 21, 22. By the time they 30, they done own a home for the last 8 years. They done got all their degrees. They in their career. And by the time they get to 30, that first home is a rental property and they buying that second home. They have an investment. But we start doing that at age 30. And we behind. And he was like, he said, D, he said, man, y'all start too late. Y'all get married too late. He said, y'all doing what we're doing. Y'all doing in your 30s, what we're doing in our 20s. And we're already 10 years ahead of y'all. And I was like, wow. And I started looking around at a lot of the black couples or the black women in the school and the black women around me. And I didn't see no rings. I'm like, what in the world? Like, this is crazy. Then I talked to a Hispanic person. And he talked to me about submission. And he said, in their culture, submission is not a negative thing. Submission is not looked at as, you're a slave to a man. Like, women look forward to submitting to their men in Hispanic culture. That's why a man, a Hispanic man, can come across the border with nothing. He doesn't have nothing. He barely has a pair of shoes, and he still gets submission from his woman, because it's not a money thing. It's not a looks thing. It's a mentality and a culture. It's a mentality and a culture. And our culture has gotten so far out of whack, so far from the morals and principles that we were raised up on, that we've put so much value in things that don't even matter, because other races are doing life together. They don't care what the other person has. They care more about, hey, are you willing to commit to me and do life with me? What other qualities that you look for in a woman besides submission? It's very simple, ladies. It's very simple. And I'll put it like this. Y'all probably heard this before, but fit, feminine, cooperative, submissive, peaceful. Dewana, it's a different culture and they bring home the bacon regardless. No, they don't. You got men, you got Hispanic men that come over here and they outside selling cans and they still get submission from their women. But going back to the question, men want women who are fit. Men want women who are peaceful, who are not combative, who are understanding, who are respectful. Men look for respect like women look for love. Because it's people who love you or say they love you, but they beating on you. It's people who say they love you and they can't stand being in the room with you. But if I respect you, it's certain things I'm not going to say to you. If I respect you, I'm not going to talk to you with a certain tone. If I respect you, I'm not going to say things that might degrade you. Men look for respectful women. So, women, are you willing to give a man what he wants? Are you willing to give a man what he wants? Because guess what? Whether you like it or not, we have to choose. Now, you have to accept, but you have to get chose. You have to get chose. So we have to choose. We have to pay for you. But our culture is jacked up, y'all. Our culture is messed up. You have women out here how can I put this? You have women out here that have great men, not perfect men, but are great men. And they leave these men for just minute reasons. And they would rather go out here and do life by themselves and live this hard life by themselves without a man. And they glorify that. And I've had other women of other races look at our women like, man, is she crazy? She want to go out here and pay all these bills by herself? She want to go out here and raise these kids by herself?
She belongs to the streets.
She belongs to the streets. She want to go out here and work 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week by herself, stressed out on a job. Like, I'm telling you, when I worked at Regent, those women were so peaceful because, and they were so just, oh man, they weren't stressed out because they had a man at home. They had a man at home. And that man was like, well, baby, if you don't want to be at that job, you don't have to be at that job. I've seen Hispanic men, I've seen white men, and it wasn't that many black women there. It's mostly white women, but I seen a black man come and get his woman off the job and say, look, y'all stressing my wife out too much, and I need her to be peaceful at home. I need her more than she needs this job. I need her more than she needs this job. And I want my woman not to be stressed out when she get at home because I need her to be an asset to me when she get home. But the women were so just, they weren't stressed out. They weren't pulling their hair out. They weren't crying, because something went wrong on the job or hours got cut. Like, I got a man at home. He got it. I don't even have to be here. Ladies, do you know how good that feels? But like I said, you have women that want to be independent. Stop trying to be independent. Be self-sufficient. Be self-sufficient. That is what men look for. Self-sufficient women. We want women that can take care of their own. We want women that can get to the bag, but still understand she needs a man. Not want a man. She need a man. She need a man. And ladies, don't wait too late. Don't wait till it's too late. Because the older you get, the more, your time runs out to find the man that you want. But then you have women that say, oh, well, I seen a woman, in Maine who was 55 years old and she found the man that she want at 55. How often does that happen? How often does that happen? And we have a tendency to make these little special situations, these special circumstances, the probability. We have a tendency to make the probability the possibility. Or the possibility of something happen, the probability. Yeah, is it possible that you can find, the man that you want at 55, at 45? Yeah, it's possible. But what's the likelihood of that happening? Because why would the man that you want, why would he settle for you at 45, 50 years old when he can go out here and you got damage and hurt and baggage and pain and you done had 2, 3, 4 kids by 3, 4 different baby daddies. Like he got to deal with all of that when he can get you in your prime years or get somebody younger than you with no kids, no baggage. Like, but you sitting out here waiting for the perfect man, and you gonna look up and you 40 years old and you ain't got no man, and it's gonna be harder and harder to find a man. Because especially when you start working, because you're not going out socializing like you used to no more. When you were in college, you were around a bunch of men. You had opportunities to snag the man that you want. But when you get out in the working field and you working 30, 40, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, and you don't have time to really go out like you used to really meet people. So it's always best for you to take advantage of your sexual marketplace value when you are young. When you are young. Like, it was a question asked. What was that question? Oh man. It was something along the lines of, well, a woman said that she needed to go out here and she needed to get experience first. She needed to get experience before she settled down. What experience do you need out here in the world for the husband that you want? You're supposed to be molding yourself to your husband. So experiences with another man is not going to make you better for the man that you want. While y'all up here, look, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. While you up here, the link is in the post. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. Go and subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. If you haven't subscribed, we're having a good conversation. It's been some great comments up here. I got to get back to Diamond's comment. Where is it at? I got to get back to Diamond's comments. Diamond said, so what is it with men that have a good woman that will, I guess is willing to have their back and support them in any way are the main ones that hurt us? The question is, are you a good woman? And did you choose a good man? Because it don't matter what kind of woman you are if you don't choose right. And that's our problem. We don't choose right. We haven't been taught how to choose. So you can be the best woman in the world, but if you go out here and choose I was about to say something, but if you go out here and choose, this deadbeat, then what kind of outcome do you expect? But I feel like women don't, I don't feel like I know women don't take accountability for the men that they choose and the choices that they make. So, and then, a lot of women think they're a good woman, but they really ain't a good woman. They really ain't a good woman. Because they're listening to their single girlfriends on what a good woman is and not asking men what a good woman is. Like, stop listening to your single girlfriends. Because single women keep women single. Like, a lot of women think they such a good woman. And I'm like, just because you keep your hair done and you look good and, you got a little degree, that don't make you a good woman. That don't make you a good woman. That just means you look good and you can you can bring some bacon to the pan. But do you know how to take a vision and run with it? Do you know how to take a vision and take something and multiply it? Can I tell you, baby, you know what? We are, in the next 5 years, I want us to own 3 properties. Are you that kind of woman to say, okay, what do I need to do to make this happen? I'm gonna go up and look for lenders. I'm gonna go and talk to real estate agents. I'm gonna go and look at properties. Like, some women to be like, okay, well, how you gonna make it happen? They put it out on the man. Like, are you really a good woman? Or do you want a man to come with everything, come pre-made, and have everything all together, and you don't want to be helped? And that's what I find with a lot of women these days. Women don't want to be helped no more. Women don't want to be helped no more. They want you to have it all together. Then they just want to come and sit in and bask in it. Man, y'all got to be crazy. Y'all got to be crazy. Man. So, Diamond, that would be my comment. That would be my rebuttal to that comment. Like, we talk about, the men and, good men getting good women. Like, are you really a good woman? What qualities make you a good woman? What qualities make you a good woman? And going back to Janae's question, what other qualities that you look for in a woman besides submission? Men want to be appreciated. We want appreciation. Because guess what? Every woman is not going to get a man. It's over 2 million more black women than it is black men. So if every black woman got with a black man, there would be 2 million black women, over 2 million black women with no man. So if you just so happen to luck up and find a great man and get married to him, sis, you won. Game over. Game over. You won. Do whatever you need to do to make your relationship work, to make it happen. You won. So, but women don't appreciate that they found a good man. They act like good men are just growing on trees, like they everywhere, and they not. They aren't. Like, I know I talk about the women all the time, but it's a lot of men that need to get their stuff together too. But it's not the supply of men, good men out here, isn't as high. Just like the supply for good women isn't high. But the only difference is, ladies, is more of you. That's just the numbers. So men have more chances to get it right. Think about everywhere you've went. The ratio from women to men has always been a huge ratio. 15-1, 10-1. When you were in college, when you were in high school, the ratio between men and women, 15-1. Some places 20-1. So that one man has 20 times to get a good woman, where that woman is competing with 20 other women for one man. So going back to what we were talking about, men don't force women to be single. Men don't force women to be single or independent. Women choose to be independent. Independent is a choice. Now, if you've been hurt by a man, listen, ladies, listen up. If you've been hurt by a man, guess what? You need therapy. You need to do the work to get yourself back in shape, relationship-wise, mentally, spiritually, so that you can go out there and try it again. Because guess what? Relationships are a risk. Every relationship in your life is a risk, whether that's, your personal relationships, your business relationships, your friendships. They are risks. So, But people will risk more and willing to bank on other relationships and not do the same for their personal relationships. So you will go out here and you'll let your friends hurt you, talk junk behind your back, and you'll still be with them. Oh man, y'all loyal to your friends. You loyal to your friends. Your friends, y'all done cuss each other out. Y'all done fought. You done caught her talking about you behind your back, and you still with your friend. But let your man mess up one time. Oh, you on his neck. You on his neck. You ready to cut him off. You talking about divorcing him. You a dog. You ain't nothing. You toxic. You a narcissist. But your friend that's talking behind your back ain't toxic. You forgiving her the next day. We pick and choose who we want to fight for. And it's a shame that a lot of women do that. You see it all the time. Y'all can't even hang out with each other. You got women saying, I would rather hang out with men than to hang out with a bunch of women because it's a bunch of drama as y'all talking about each other behind y'all backs. But y'all will forgive each other, knowing exactly what she said about you. But when it comes to your man, he messed up one time and it was an honest mistake, and you hold it against him for forever. Crazy, man. Crazy. But this has been a good conversation. Good conversation, man. Like I said, YouTube, I didn't have any show notes today. This was just straight off the dome. Just a reaction to some posts I had seen, throughout today. And I'm like, man, we have to change our mentality when it comes to relationships in the Black community. We have to do things together. We have to just realize that we need each other. And it's nothing wrong with needing each other. It's nothing wrong with saying, you know what? I need a man. There's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, that is when you have grown and matured into being a woman, when you realize that you need a man, despite how much money you make, despite what you drive, what you live in, realizing that you need a man. Because like I said, all it takes is one illness, one car accident, one disfigurement, and all that could change. You can't work no more. Then who do you have in your life that's really invested in you, for better or for worse? Thick or thin, rich or for poor, to death do us part. Who do you have in your life that got your back, that ain't gonna let you go to a group home, that ain't gonna pull the plug on you, that's gonna wash your butt every day, that's gonna cook your meals and feed you your meals when you don't have no teeth and you can't even chew your meal? What does life look like at 50, 60, 70 years old for you? All the women that want to be so independent. Do you really want to be independent? Do you really understand the full scope of what you're saying? Because it sounds good right now. It sounds real good right now. You're younger. You feel like you have more chances to get it right. You feel like you have time to get it right. And I broke down the whole time thing to some women, because I talked to a woman about a couple of months ago, just in the workplace, having a casual conversation. And she was like, yeah, I'm 29. I'm young. I got plenty of time to find a man, find a husband. And I was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Cause let's play it out. 29 years old. You ain't even 30. First, you have to find a man. That can take anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 years right there by itself. Finding a man that you deem worthy, that you're interested in, Then you have to date that man. That could take another 1 to 3 years or more. Then you have to marry that man. Get engaged to him first. Probably stay engaged for a year, 6 months to a year, 2 years max. I don't know why people stay engaged for 2 years. That's crazy, but whatever. You got to be engaged to that man for, let's just say, a year. Then you got to get married to him. So by the time you get married to that man, you 36, 37. You old. You are old. Women hit geriatric pregnancy or run the risk of geriatric pregnancy at age 35. So the man that you want, the man that you think is a great man, he want kids. He may want 3, 4 kids. Can you give him 4 kids at age 36, 37? Most women would say no. Biology would say no. So we need to move and go throughout life with a sense of urgency. I'm not saying be desperate, go out there and get any and everything. No. No. That's not what we're doing. That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of women need to move with a sense of urgency. Stop being so independent. Be self-sufficient. Know that you can go out there and make the bag too. You can go out there and buy your own house and buy your own car, but still know that you need a man and still want a man, still desire a man. Because if other races are women, if other races of women can still be with their men and still be in their careers, still get master's and doctorate degrees, then our black women can do it too, because y'all are some of the most intelligent women on the planet. Most talented women on the planet. Y'all can do anything, but you have to change your mentality. Stop focusing on the men that you don't want. Focus on the man that you want and need. Don't put so much energy into men that you don't want. Like my example earlier, I've never seen somebody like go to a steakhouse and talk about and or want to order bologna. You went there for steak. Why are you even talking about bologna? It's a steakhouse. Focus on what you want and what you need. Focus on that steak. You don't even eat bologna. Why are you even talking about them? Why are you talking about them no good men? Why are you talking about these dog men? Why are you talking about these men out here making all these babies and in and out of prison and jail and stuff? Which is a very small portion of black men. I hope y'all know that. It's a very small portion of black men that's locked up and in prison. But that's what we want to focus on. We don't want to focus on the man out here that's hardworking, that's loyal, that has good character. We don't want to focus on those type of men. We don't want to focus on those type of men. We want to focus on the 16% of men who out here making all the babies, jobless, driving your car, sleeping on your couch, eating up all your food. He like, you open up your refrigerator, he done ate all your cornflakes, all the chitlins, all the hog maw. He eat up everything. Kwame said, shaking my head. Yep, it's true, bruh. It's true. Stop trying to be independent, ladies. Be self-sufficient. Look, this was a great broadcast. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Facebook, the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel is in the description. And you can go subscribe, like, comment, share. We want to keep having these conversations. I'm I'm gonna post this video to my YouTube channel because we are live. We are live on YouTube. But Facebook, I'm gonna hang out with you guys a little bit longer. We're about to end the show for YouTube. So my YouTube audience, thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think about this topic today. You know, is the independent mindset the right mindset for the women in our community? Is the independent mindset, does it help our community or does it damage our community? I want to know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy DT, and I'm out. Peace.